Okay, so there's a bunch of different types of renovation loans that anybody can get into, whether you are a first-time home buyer or you're an investor. I'm going to go through a couple of the main ones that you may or may not know about. An FHA 203K loan is for 1 to 4 units, and it has to be 75% residential. So it can be mixed use, but that commercial property portion can only be 25% of the entire building by square footage. A limited option, which does not require a HUD advisor nor HUD approved contractors, but you're limited to $35,000 in repairs that you can do on the property itself. Now, there's another 203K where you do have to have a HUD advisor, where you do have to have a HUD approved contractor. I do like these for first-time home buyers because it's a little bit more secure. It can take a little bit longer in order to do it. Now, both of these cases, whether you're doing the limited 203K or you're doing the regular 203K, you have to have a 620 credit score minimum. Some lenders do have an overlay that you have to have a 640, 3.5 down minimum, and you can have a 6% seller assist on top of that. The way they figure it out is before rehab, or rehab costs 100% of value after rehab. It's one of those two things, and the appraiser is already set up in order to do that and figure that out. The HUD advisor will walk you through it. Again, I like that one the best. Now, one a lot of people don't know about is in a presidentially declared disaster zone, you can do an FHA 100% financed as far as the actual mortgage itself. That doesn't include your closing costs or your prepaids. Those you can still use seller assist for, but a 203H, think hurricane. So like Florida just got hit with a hurricane. There's some areas that are very devastated. Houses need to be repaired, rebuilt, or what have you. Everything FHA has to be primary residence, and it's a 100% purchase price financing. So there's no down payment required. You can still get 6% in seller assist to help with your closing costs, but it's specifically for disaster areas. You have up until 1 year after an area has been declared a disaster by the president in order to utilize this loan. Not everybody has access to it. Actually, quite a few people don't even know that it exists, but that's the 203H loan. And again, you can go down to a 580 FICO, 100% financing, repair costs built into it. And yes, you are going to need a HUD approved advisor and a HUD approved contractor in order to do it. But it's a great way for you to get into an area that had some devastation and help to revitalize it. You also have a HomeStyle renovation loan. This one requires a 620, which pretty much all conventional loans do, although I do have a lender that will go down to a 580 as long as you're going 20% down. The HomeStyle renovation is unique in the fact that it can be used not only for your primary, but also for an investment property. Now, when you're doing it, you're looking at 75% of the purchase price plus renovation or after reno value. So it's a little bit lower as far as what they're requiring for LTV. You have to use a HUD consultant only if the renovation's over $35,000. Again, can be used on investment property. So on a primary residence, you're looking at 3 to 5% down, depending upon your specific situation and the area. On an investment property, you're at 15% down for 1 unit and 25% for 2 to 4 units. Your main renovation loans that everybody knows about. But on top of that, I have lenders that do fix and flip loans. I have some that do a fix and flip into a long-term rental. There's all sorts of different ways in order to renovate a property to make it your own. Hope this helps. Feel free to reach out with any questions.